Hello and welcome to the tasting of the 4 amazing cheeses featured in our May subscription box. Today I'm joined by Annie and Zach from Simple Scottish Living. It's an amazing YouTube channel. Would you like to say a few words about your YouTube channel? What inspired you to start it?
So essentially we moved, I'm Scottish despite my accent, my wife's American, and we moved our family from California back to Scotland about 2 years ago now. And we have a YouTube channel that follows our many little daily adventures, our simple living, walks in nature, food tasting, supporting local businesses, and I think that's about sums it up.
It's incredible. I'll put link to your channel in the description of our video today. So I hope you can check it out. And today, Zach and Annie are joining me for a tasting of the 4 cheeses. They're feeling excited, open-minded about some of them.
Cannot wait.
So let's start. As usual, we'll start with our soft cheese first. And today on my right-hand side, we have Chabichou du Poitou. So that's a soft goat's milk cheese. It's from the Loire Valley in France. And it's a little wrinkly kind of number, if you can see that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So pasteurized goat's milk and traditional rennet. And it's matured for about a few weeks, so it's not an extremely young one, as you'll probably be tasting now already. When this cheese is very young, it's quite zesty and zingy, but this one has been matured, I would say, for at least 6 to 8 weeks. So we'll see. That has a slightly deeper kind of aroma and flavor indeed on the palate.
Nice.
Really
what do you guys think?
Like
love this.
Milky.
I feel like you could spread this on a cracker. What do you typically pair it with?
So that's a great question. Because it's from the Loire Valley, and the Loire is renowned for its white, zingy white wines, it would be a really classic pairing, like a Sauvignon Blanc, a Chenin Blanc, a nice zesty white, or perhaps a rosé wine. So if you prefer rosés as well. So that's in terms of wine.
Oh, that's so nice.
I know we're going to go home with a lot of cheese.
Potentially, yeah, I can imagine. But do you guys also notice this cheese has quite an unusual thing going on? So if we look on the outside, we obviously see the rind, and then we see a little cream line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and inside there is a core. So there are 2 different textures inside, and a skin on the outside, which is edible, by the way. So feel free to eat the skin.
I didn't want to embarrass myself by asking. As you can see, I ate around the skin, but I'll try now. The different texture is really interesting as well. Like they're sort of harder and then softer on the outside.
So I love that. This cream line is actually a sign of how mature the cheese is, because this cheese has obviously bacterial friendly kind of bugs on the outside, and they break down the cheese from the outside and they create this lovely creamy cream line, and then inside there's a more of a kind of chalky core in the middle. The riper this cheese is, the more cream line it can have. However, in France, I know they have different ways of aging it, and sometimes they'll will completely dry it out and make it more firm and kind of almost crumbly in texture. So yeah, it's fun to explore different versions of Chabichou du Poitou.
I could eat all of that. It's
and you're going to pronounce that later as
well?
We call it Chabi for short.
Okay.
Chabi. What did you think about the skin?
I like the skin, actually. Yeah, I like the little crunch, and just good to know that you can actually eat it. So
that may be a silly question. How do you know which cheeses you can eat the rind or not?
It's a great question. I think a lot of people do wonder that at home. Generally speaking, with soft cheeses, in the Farmhouse and Artisan cheese world, the skin is edible. They are just designed that way, that a skin or rind is part of their nature and character, and if you cut it off, you'll just lose so much cheese. So therefore, on the soft cheeses, you're very safe to assume that the rind is edible. Whereas when it comes to harder cheeses, there can be a little bit of more of a gray zone. Some cheeses will have either cloth or wax, which obviously we shouldn't eat, so cut those off. However, natural rinds, they are potentially edible, but it's a personal kind of opinion whether you like them or not, because they're quite moldy, earthy because they spent a long time maturing in the cellar, and therefore you can try them. They're not going to harm you, but not necessarily going to be as delicious as the rest of the cheese.
Right. Okay.
So let's kind of discuss that as we go today, cheese by cheese.
Great.
And yeah, we can learn more about that. But yeah, I think the Chabichou is just so versatile, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so many people would like that. It's just a very easy to eat, and you're a bit more picky when it comes to cheeses.
I'm more into the hard cheeses, but that was nice. And like I said, you have the contrast in the textures, so I enjoyed that one.
Did you have any concerns about goat's milk? Do you usually like goat's milk cheeses?
I don't know specifically. There was like I don't know if it's a sour or slight aftertaste of something, which I'm not typically fond of, but it actually worked really well together with everything else going on here. So
excellent.
I enjoyed that one.
I think it's a very balanced goat's milk cheese because I know some people are concerned about goat's milk and maybe they feel unsure about it, but because it's done so beautifully, it's such a classic cheese. There isn't any kind of strong goaty note. Correct me if you disagree, but I think it's just gorgeous, nutty, slightly herbaceous, and very complex. And imagine that with a glass of wine.
I know.
Yeah.
That's just how I was going to describe it.
Right. Well, let's move swiftly on to another cheese in another country. Feel free to help yourselves here. So the cheese we're going to try next is called Duro. So the name actually consists of two Italian words. Bra is the name of a town in Piedmont, which I had the joy of visiting. Absolutely gorgeous. And Duro means hard. Do you guys speak any Italian?
No.
Okay, so that's two words now you can learn today. But I also recommend visiting the town of Bra because it's famous for its cheese festival. So if you would like to immerse yourself in the world of cheese, I can't recommend it enough. It's every other year. And the whole town is just kind of overtaken by cheese and wine and artisan beers.
That sounds amazing.
It is heaven on earth. I do completely confirm that. So, but back to the cheese. Duro is made with pasteurized cow's milk and traditional rennet, and it's one of those really traditional Italian cheeses. But I actually find a lot of people know it here in the UK, and we may well be one of the only retailers who carry it.
Really? Wow.
Yes, I did kind of go out of my way to find it. And it doesn't look kind of very assuming, like it's looks like a cheesy cheese, and you know, what can we expect? But what do you think about the flavor? Isn't it something else?
It has quite a strong flavor, but it's still in a very smooth way. My explanations are terrible, but you can tell me what I'm missing.
It's like everybody at home, I think you kind of have your own ways, and I think the main thing to say whether you kind of like it or not, and how do you maybe place it, would you have it again, and something like that.
That was
definitely have
really
it again.
Sort of like easy to eat and just sort of
a snacking
really
cheese?
Relaxed snacking cheese.
Yeah,
a picnic
love
cheese.
that.
And I don't know if you're supposed to. I ate the rind. I thought, why not give it a try? It tasted okay, whether I'm supposed to or not.
I mean, it does have a little bit of paper. Remove the paper. You didn't have the paper, so that's okay. I'm just clarifying if anybody does have a little bit of paper on their piece. So yeah, firm texture. Kind of with a little bit of a bounce, and it has lots of little eyes, little openings. That's what we call that. And the flavor is quite fresh, and it's non-cooked. So if we think of Alpine cheeses being kind of cooked milk, they have sweeter flavors. This is much more zesty. Did you get the zestiness of it?
Okay.
It was really light.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable.
It is.
And I really love how it has this really complex bite. Did you get the bite? Also, almost a peppery note, because I noted earlier when I tried the cheese that it kind of bites your tongue in different places.
Okay, I can get that a bit. Yep.
Yeah.
I need to work on my palate.
I know.
So yeah, it doesn't look like anything out there, but the flavor I think is 10 out of 10 because it is so intense and complex and memorable.
But another one that I feel just so many people would enjoy, like it's, so far we have 2 crowd pleasers. I'd be happy to take those to any party, and I think it would all get eaten up.
It's almost like these are created especially
for a party.
Exactly.
Lovely. What do you think about wine?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes, please. I don't know. I would like it with a red wine. But tell me what you think pairs best.
Well, I think I see why you're thinking red, because Piedmont is famous for its red wine. So potentially you could try it with the red. But if you were having this as a cheese board as well, I think if we still have white wine left from enjoying the first cheese, we could try it as well, because it does have that lightness and zestiness. So yeah, if you go red, I would say don't go too heavy.
Okay.
Yeah, like a lighter red, perhaps Lambrusco or something like that, even with a bit of sparkle. And a versatile cheese. So at home, I do encourage you to try and see what works for you.
Great.
Yeah? So Duro, a gorgeous Italian cheese from Piedmont. So moving on to our third cheese, and for this one, we're coming back to Britain, and this cheese is called Lincolnshire Poacher. It's made with raw cow's milk and traditional rennet, and just note the color of this cheese as well. So both of these are cow's milk, but Lincolnshire Poacher has a definitely more noticeable golden hue. And also, if you didn't know the style of this cheese, what would you say, kind of where would you place it visually? In what category? Would you say it kind of looks like a cheddar a little bit?
It does look like a cheddar.
Getting there, yeah.
And you would be completely kind of in the right territory. However, it does look cheddar-like. It has this kind of rind. It has a little bit of a crumble visually in the texture. But it's also famously described as a blend of cheddar with an Alpine cheese. Because it also has a little bit of more smoothness to its texture. It has fruity notes. I don't know if you're picking up on those.
I can... Only once you mention something, then I start tasting it. Yeah, it's very interesting. But
almost
yes,
the initial taste is kind of like a cheddar, and then you're eating it, and then there's like a different taste at the end.
Yeah,
like a sort of more complex. Maybe that's the Alpine side of things, but it's really nice that you keep eating and you keep getting more from it.
Yeah, it does open up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, very complex cheese, and I love what you're saying that it kind of unfolds gently. First, you get the fruity notes, then there's kind of more a touch farmyardy notes and milky notes, nutty. Yeah, there's like a big symphony on the palate.
It's really
I like
fun
that.
as you explain it and you're eating through it. You're like,
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that
starting to
makes a lot
taste
of
it.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
It feels a bit heavier than this. I don't know,
Yes.
but it just, I guess that's with the complexity. But
And this rind looks a little more intense. Is that a pass? You don't eat that one?
So this rind has a little bit of plastico, which is a very fine plastic kind of coating that they use for some cheeses. So I probably would cut this rind off. I mean, it's not very thick, and even if you consumed a little bit, that's not going to harm you. But I would suggest cutting it off. Yes. I think a beautiful cheese. I also actually had the pleasure of visiting this producer. They're incredible. They have had the farm for many, many years and generations, but only started making cheese a few decades ago. But they're doing it really great. And this is their flagship cheese, Lincolnshire Poacher. And they've developed a few other ones now, kind of variations on the theme. But this is definitely their absolute classic that everyone should try.
I can see why.
Yes. It's definitely in that style suitable for British palate, because we do enjoy cheddars here, but also has that inviting fruitiness, which we don't usually find in cheddars, because traditional ones can be a lot more kind of sharp and tangy. But
It seems like a good gateway to if you haven't tried many cheeses and you like cheddar, for example, you have that cheddar to start, and then it's just
Want to branch out a little,
plus a little extra, so
a little special.
Yeah, really nice.
And another thought, because we're doing this tasting in May, these are kind of spring, early summer cheeses and the cheese board for that kind of time of the year. And I'm thinking that fruitiness is very inviting. And I actually could argue that you could enjoy this cheese with a white wine as well.
Okay.
Because normally you would have your cheddar with perhaps more red wine, but I could say it could work with a white wine. However, if you're a red wine lover, do give that a try as well.
Yeah,
That's me.
It's still light enough that I think you're sort of a May day or a summer day.
It does feel like all of this could be at a picnic too, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. Right, and our final cheese, We are staying in Britain for this one, and we are in Berkshire. So this blue is called Barkham Blue. It's made by Village Made, who are famous for their Wigmore, Spenwood, and other cheeses that they've been making for a few decades now. And this is their latest edition. Interestingly, they actually didn't invent this cheese. They bought it over.
Okay.
I believe it's from their cousin's family. So there was a family connection. So they now make it themselves, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It looks like a little ammonite shape type wheel, and beautiful, evenly spread blue mold, and lovely golden color again. So that's another cow's milk cheese. And interestingly, they use not just any cow's milk, it's Guernsey cow's milk. And Guernsey cows are renowned for the richness of their milk. There's a good healthy fat content in that milk, and it gives this golden tinge to the milk.
I can definitely see that. Zach is not a blue cheese lover, so what are your thoughts so far?
I was a little nervous about this one, but open to trying it, and not my favorite on the board, but still really interesting. Like it starts off kind of mild, and then it has a sort of punch in the middle, and then slowly fades away again at the end. It's like it's almost like I don't know how to describe it, but like aroma. I don't know what the flavor is in the middle there, but it's like it's sort of airy almost in your mouth, and then sort of fades away again. So
it has kind of an effect, and then but it also lingers a little bit. What I love about this cheese, and I don't know if you've noticed that, is how buttery it is. It's got this lovely, dense, creamy texture.
I was saving a bit for her to explain it so I could kind of relive the actual taste.
I just feel like it's not as strong as some blue cheeses I've had, where you put it in your mouth and you're like, woo, almost taken aback by it. But this one feels very easy to eat for me. And it's not as out there as some of the blue cheeses I've had, but very tasty.
I would agree with you, yes. As far as the strength of blues go, I would place that on the milder end of the spectrum. But bear in mind, we are tasting these at 9 o'clock in the morning.
True.
So maybe that's why it's a little bit more of an impact on our palate than it would be at 7 o'clock at night. But yes, I personally would agree with you, Annie, because I think it's on the milder end of the scale. It does have that blue kind of earthiness, if you will, but it's also buttery and nutty, and it's got lovely complexity. So whilst it's mild, it's not bland, because sometimes people who love blue cheeses, they might be concerned and say, oh, it's mild, I'm not going to enjoy it, it's just not going to do anything for me. But it is very, very complex, and it's gorgeous. And you have to remember, with the blues, the strength is not all there is to it, because sometimes you'll be enjoying a blue as a part of your kind of experience with a red wine, and then you don't have that sweetness of a sweet wine to balance it out if it were any kind of stronger. So with this milder blue, I could say you could even have it with a white one if you if you really wanted to. But if you had like a lighter red or medium body red, that could work as well. So all in all, I was kind of thinking a spring cheese board. I didn't want to do anything too heavy here. And what do you think? Do you have any favorites?
I think that makes sense, doesn't it? That one being slightly milder still works with the rest of them. Like
bring one bottle of wine for everyone to share, and you're good to go. It's really hard to choose a favorite. I don't know. Maybe this one right here.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I think so. What about you?
Mine are definitely between one in the middle two. I think trying to be a little bit more adventurous, that one I get as well. And then unfortunately the blue cheese at the bottom pile for me. But
I love a blue cheese.
Pleasantly surprised, because there's some I just don't enjoy eating at all, and that one was definitely nice. I enjoyed it.
I'm so happy that you tried it. I mean, it's all about just kind of broadening your horizons, isn't it? And you've done that today. Well, please don't ask me what my favorite is.
I know, I do want to know.
They're all my babies, and I could enjoy them together or separately any day. But I think if I had to, I would say Duro, because it's so unusual. It is such a complex cheese. It's got layers and layers of flavor, and I don't get to enjoy it often enough, because we don't come across it very often. but I love them all. I love them all, truly. So I do hope you enjoyed these at home. Thank you so much, Zach and Annie,
Yes,
for
thank you for having us. This has
joining
been
me today.
amazing.
We do hope to see you next time. And until then, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.